Okay, let's go ahead and get started, guys. We got lots to cover. You know what, Ben?
Yes.
I found this is from Dave Ramsey, and I kind of like it. It's a goal tracker.
And did you want me to make multiple copies of this one?
Yes,
And
that one,
too?
and maybe if you don't front and back, just do a front and back, and that way they have all the information on the back of the goal tracker.
Oh, you're asking me too complicated stuff.
I can do it. Okay, one is going to be the front one is just one
for
page.
everybody of each.
The one that's 2 pages, make it front and back. You too could be a team leader. Right? Okay, so guys, last year I taught goal setting, and this is going to be different. I don't want the same material. I'm coming at it from teaching you the 411. Do you guys use the 411 at all? I know. And so we need an accountability partner. Okay, first of all, you need to write down embrace 411, right?
Okay.
Just embrace it. So we are going to end up with a 411, and I'm going to teach you how to use it the right way because my coach taught me how to use it the right way. So let's start off with asking, I want to cover reasons we don't goal set. What do you think the number one reason is we don't goal set?
We don't want to miss the goal.
For fear of failure. So write that down. Number one
Are we
reason we
writing
don't
these
goal
things on our
set.
sheet?
What?
Are we writing this down on here? Or is this
No,
an
no,
assignment?
just in your notes. That's the start of your goal poster. It's not very big. I expect you to get a bigger and better one, but you're going to jot some ideas
We'll
down
do
on
this
there.
the right way, Amy.
So I need you to
Remember,
take
next
notes.
Friday we're doing the vision boards
Next Friday?
at the retreat.
Oh, I've got mine
that's right.
down.
And,
Got
yeah,
mine
for
down.
ALC.
Oh, I guess we're all on ALC.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I got mine down. See, guys, this will get you ready for next Friday.
Yeah.
Okay, so welcome, Arlene. Hi, how is that? Who's with you?
That's Velda. She's our new agent.
Velda. It's nice.
Velda, our newest agent. I knew.
Well, welcome to the KW family. This is really fun.
Velma has about, how many
How
years?
Thank you.
23 years of real estate.
You've been in it more than twice as long as me. I've only done it for 10 years. So good for you. Welcome, welcome. And then I think we have Leslie on here.
Thank you.
Is there anybody else?
Let's see. Yep, Leslie's on.
Hey, Leslie, can she hear me?
She has.
Yes, I had to switch computers. I couldn't get the volume on my desktop.
Are you hearing okay, Leslie? You're going to need a blank sheet of paper because you guys are going to start the very beginning of your goal posters. Okay, just the very beginning. We're not going to glue and color. And I actually thought about that because that's my idea of a good time.
It's
but
next,
We're
Friday.
not.
Next Friday we'll glue and color.
Next Friday we'll
And we'll bring sprinkles. We'll bring sprinkles.
no sprinkles and no glitter. I told Sam, because my team has made their goal posters, and he asked for glitter, and it's like, dude, no glitter. So we're
Sam
afraid of
asked for
failure.
glitter.
Number one reason we don't goal set is we're afraid of failure. We're afraid of fear of disappointment, fear of judgment from others, but mostly all fear of judgment from ourselves. We're very hard on ourselves, some of us, when we miss goals. So we start by changing the way you see failure. That's huge. Change the way you see failure. My favorite saying, I was coaching coaching Tracy all the way here, and I said to her, do quotes feed your soul? She goes, no. It's like, well, they do mine. A setback is a setup for a comeback. A setback is a setup for a comeback. And I say that to myself every time I fail. I do. So when I became a director in Mary Kay Cosmetics, do you know how many times it took me to go into DIQ, director in qualifications, before I made it? The 5th time I became a director.
Wow.
A setback is a setup for a comeback. And I had to not care what everybody in the city of New Orleans was saying about how many times I missed becoming a director. I was homeschooling, for crying out loud. It is what it is. So what you have to do is you have to start by changing the way you see failure. It's a delay, not a defeat. Okay, it's a delay, not a defeat. I like that. I like that a lot, actually. So brings me my favorite bold law: change the way you look at things, and the things you look at change, right? It's a teacher, not the Grim Reaper. It's going to teach you if you let it. Failure will always be the best teacher if we change the way we look at it. And then the last thing under this is failure leads to success. We cannot succeed without failing. Gary Keller has fired himself how many times?
3 now.
I
Yeah,
think 3 now,
Yeah.
right? President Lincoln, 16 times or something
Yeah.
to get the Senate, 16 failures, and he finally got into the office and then became president. Yeah, don't
Probably the
ever
most
quit.
revered president.
Okay, so failures lead to success if we learn from them. What's the number 2 reason we're afraid to set goals?
We don't know our numbers. I'm sorry. I don't know what
You know
they fall
what?
under.
Sue Ann doesn't know her numbers, but she's gonna know, she does probably know more than she thinks she knows them. How about you're intimidated by setting a big goal? Do big goals intimidate you?
Yeah.
They do me.
Stress me. It causes stress.
Okay, stress, put stress in between that. Big goals can cause stress if you don't break them down.
Yeah.
The key is breaking them down. Okay, so a good goal is one that is challenging but attainable. I had a new realtor, fairly new realtor this year, tell me that she was going to go from 2 million producing to 12 million producing. That's an unattainable goal. It just is. When you've only been in the business 1 year, unless you're going to team up with somebody that's going to, I don't know. Anyway, she said, so are you discouraging me to reach for the stars? I said, no, but I think you're in like 5 galaxies past the stars. I would reach for the stars and you'll land on the moon, worst case scenario. So make them attainable, but they've got to be challenging. Don't underestimate yourself. Do any of you guys do that? They underestimate me a lot, but rather intend to accomplish what you set out to do. Like Nike says, just do it, right? So don't underestimate yourself. And then you've got to break down your goals into smaller ones, which is where this comes in. This is going to help you guys a lot if you just embrace it. Another reason we're afraid of setting goals is we're not motivated. So write that down, not motivated. Pursuing goals is hard work. It's very hard work. So sometimes it comes down to effort. So on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being I gave it my best in 2020, and 1 being not at all, where would you rate yourself right now? Write that number down. On a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being I gave it my best, and 1 being I didn't at all for 2020, where would you rate yourself?
On setting goals.
Setting goals and achieving. I mean, working them. I think you set goals every year, huh, Susan?
I do.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank
Anna.
you so much.
This is,
Decide if you want, I like this, decide if you want to be passive or you want to be successful. You can't be both.
this one won't be good.
Decide if you want to be passive or successful. And then I want you guys to answer to yourself. And actually, I'm going to ask for somebody to be bold. What is your biggest time waster? Okay, very, very good. Some of that's your age, a little bit, but it can be, my phone can be a time waster for me too. When I should be lead generating and I hear dings go off, the dopamine starts dumping and I immediately want to check it instead of continue. So for me, years ago, it used to be playing cards on the computer. That was just my no-brainer downtime. And so I would go on a 30-day card fast. And the first few days were kind of hard because I just wanted to hear the sound of the shuffle, right? Because I grew up playing cards. I like them. And I can't tell you how many years ago I deleted the card apps on my phone. I probably haven't played cards in 3 or 4 years. I couldn't even tell you how to play hearts again. I probably could if I saw it on there. But I have no desire to. I had to break that habit because it's such a time waster. Such a time waster. So, well, who else? So Carrie, what's your biggest time waster?
Probably, I would have to say my phone, like scrolling. Yeah.
Most of us we always have them.
What else?
They're our
Might be-
business, right?
I know mine. You know mine.
Maybe just talking, too.
So Sue-Ann,
Just,
what is
you know,
your biggest? I don't know if I know.
Yeah, you do. My biggest is politics.
Mm.
I'm a huge researcher, and it comes from homeschooling. I just constantly. So I could be ignorant, but I have a hard time being ignorant.
What would happen if you took a 30-day fast from from that and say, okay, I'm still gonna pray.
I can't
Would-
do it until after the election.
Let me start in
Election's
February. I'll do
over.
it in
We're waiting for
February.
something different, right? We don't know if it's gonna pass or not, but we're gonna stand in that. So my point being,
Yeah.
if it's consuming you,
Yeah.
it's not good.
It's not good.
And see, I'm the same with Sue Ann, and she knows it because she texts me stuff at night when she finds a new article. And so,
Yeah.
but we,
I just wait for those of you who are doing this, like a couple of my sisters, to send me all the stuff I need to read because I don't have time. I don't want to spend my time doing that because it will consume me.
yeah, the rabbit hole gets deep and time
It does.
consuming.
It
So-
does. And it's a worthy cause, yeah. We're not to be ignorant. However, if it's a time waster, I mean, if it's really, see, my problem is it gets my heart in a tizzy, it gets my heart racing. It's like, I think, what if I can't get to my grandkids in time if they need me? I start going down this road of awful that may not even happen. more than
Another
likely.
time waster in a realistic perspective regarding the business, for me, and this comes down to the lack of proper goal setting and following through, is that I chase rabbits. So, and of course, this leads to my political stuff too, but like, I will talk to someone and I'll go, oh yeah, I'll send them a whatever, an MLS sheet. I send an MLS sheet and then something else pops up and I'm like, I've got to send them something too. And oh, they wanted the proper, and I don't have a good organization method of just saying, you know, here's my 8 people, MLS sheet, MLS sheet, MLS sheet, MLS sheet, or whatever. It's like, it's a very scattered way. Instead of cleaning a house, instead of cleaning the whole room at once,
You
I
get
find
sidetracked. Hey,
myself
Carrie.
taking one thing over to the kitchen, and from the kitchen, I'm going over to the living room, and then from the living room, I'm picking up a sock, and I'm taking it upstairs, I'm grabbing some clothes, and that's the way that my business is run, which is a time waster.
Which
because
feels
it's
like we're
ineffective.
multitasking, but we're not. We're just
No.
starting and stopping and starting. That's my personality to a T. And I have to rein myself in. I have to rein myself in. You know, when I did Bolt the first time in Louisiana, in Baton Rouge, I'd been a realtor about 1.25 years and we were the second group to go through it. It was that new.
Wow.
And so we drove a whole bunch of us to Baton Rouge once a week. And the first time we had to do our 100 contacts a week, I was calling, and probably 20 times I walked out of that office of mine at home to go do something like pay a bill. Oh yeah, I forgot to do that. Oh, Joe needs this for tonight. And it's like, I start talking to myself out loud, stop it. And so what I did is I went and got a piece of paper and I wrote down things that I needed to do, but I kept the focus. And you guys, I still have to do that. It just happens less and less because it's my high eye. It's my 99 eye. I can just get so distracted and I can track a whole bunch of different things, conversations going on. So you have to rein yourself in. John Ortberg, Soul Keeping, pastor out of California, Dr. John, says, soul, why are you downtrodden? That's a verse in the Bible. Amy, why are you so distracted? I talk to myself and I tell myself out loud, we're not going to do that anymore. I'm going to stay in here, lift up my desk, start lead generating. And as things come to my mind, because they do, that's typically kind of women too, I think a little bit, because we're just like all over the place. Write it down. Write it down. Kudos to you for working with your mom. My son was my first admin. And about the first month into it, he put his hand on my hand and he goes, I don't think I can work with you anymore. It's like, why not? He was firing his mom. He goes, because you're all over the place. He goes, we go to sit down and work on an ad and you're going to teach me, but then you have to make this phone call and you have to do this. And so Cameron taught me and got me ready to be able to have people that really could work with me. And so, yeah, my hat goes off to you. Okay, so
He's very patient.
we're not motivated. Guys, pursuing goals is hard work, so sometimes it comes down to effort. And we did that scale. Does anybody want to share with me what scale you are on 1 to 10? 10, I really hit my goals and I worked hard, or I did the best I could. I did the best I could. How about that? And 1 being not at all.
I have 2 numbers. One is 11.5 and the second one is 8.
What's the 11.5?
I exceeded my goals by, I don't know, about 10
Okay.
houses. I wanted to sell 50 houses this year. And so, and my numbers were all there and I made what I wanted to make as far as I didn't think I'd hit 10 million and I did. Of course, this is the year to do it for everyone, right? And then, but the 8 is I did not do it in a methodical and clear cut passion and I let a lot of people fall through the cracks. A lot of people fall through the cracks.
Mhm.
that I should have followed up on. I just didn't feel like I had the time.
That's frustrating. That's so frustrating. So here's, guys, decide if you want to be passive or successful. What's your biggest time waster? So we had all that. Another reason that we're afraid to set goals is where you're settling for what you already have. The status quo is okay. But is the status quo really okay? If we're not always growing, our brains are shrinking. Seriously. The older you get, research it, our brains literally start getting smaller and smaller and smaller. And that's why they say learn a foreign language as you get older. I was 49 when I went into real estate school. I'm 59 and holding. And I'm always learning new stuff. So I don't think my brain has shrank as much as maybe it would have had I not started my real estate career later in life. So sometimes we're just settling for what we have. The fastest way to kill goal setting is to convince yourself you're fine with the status quo. Are you fine with the status quo? Even when you're not, we tell ourselves we are, right? It's going to be less painful when I don't hit that goal, or it's going to be less painful just by not trying. But actually, I think it's more painful, actually. Be thankful for the things you have, but be committed to the top 3 things you really want. So I want you to grab your goal poster, and I want you to write somewhere on there the top 3 things you want. I want one to be business, I want one to be personal, and I want one to be growth.
You want
What was the last one?
Personal, business,
to,
growth. How are you going to grow in 2021?
You
You
want
can do
space?
however you want. You can do however you want. You can put it in one corner, the top 3 things you want. This is not going to be your goal poster. This is going to be the start of your goal poster.
the top 3 things you
Personal
want.
business and life.
Business, family, and growth. How are you going to grow? You could actually say financial. This little goal tracker has it all, has every area. But sometimes if we
I
focus
was
on
gonna say,
something
remember when
else-
we're talking, Leslie and Erlene and Belda are on the Zoom, sometimes it's hard to hear if we're not speaking clear because the microphone's facing Amy right now.
Okay.
So that,
And
you
I'll
know,
try to repeat.
Yeah.
Sorry.
That's
Sorry,
okay.
guys.
Like a public speaker.
What is this here? Somebody's asking, is it possible to
what I
have
just talked
Amy and maybe others in the room speak closer to the microphone? Is that where you got that from? Good job, Ben. Can I X out of that?
yes, you can.
Okay. Good job. 3 things. Pick 3 areas. I don't want to overwhelm you. Family, business, and growth. Growth is super, super important, but they all are.
We want the answers, Amy.
You want the answers?
It's too early for me to think.
Okay, what answer can I give you guys? It's going to cost you.
All my answers.
I can be bought. One of my big goals for 2020 was to pay off our house. Guys, we owed $75,000. And it was by December 30th, we got it paid off this October 30th. So that was a big financial goal.
Yeah.
And,
Yes.
My husband's taking my business real serious.
So does
he's
that
like-
fall, does that fall under family?
Yeah, that was under my financial goal, but it also crossed over way
Is
big
that
time.
business or financial?
It would be
We have
financial and
personal,
family, personal.
Family.
Personal, it can be
Growth.
personal would be family, right? So in this chart, Dave Ramsey has it broken out to career, family, spiritual, financial, social, physical, and intellectual. Intellectual would be your growth.
Yeah, it's goals for all of us.
Yeah, and that's way too much. I want you to do that on your own time if you want to track some of these. And I would say track them. You got to track them. Okay, and the 5th reason we are afraid to set goals is because you're afraid to fail again. I mean, think about it. If I hadn't, my 4th time of failing, of becoming a director at Mary Kay almost did me in. I sat out for a year. I kept selling and I was driving a free car. The red Pontiac Grand Am is the first one you get. And I really thought, who am I kidding, right? I can't homeschool. I can't do that. And then my director paid a visit and came and stayed at my house, Kimby Bardick. And she just really observed my life as a homeschool mom and what we were doing. And she's like, okay, I think I got a plan for you. And she kind of helped me rework my plan. to where I could time block better. I thought time blocking was every minute of the days accounted for. No, time blocking is your big rocks. Your big, that's it. Don't bog yourself down with everything else you want to get accomplished. Time blocking is your big rocks, and there's 2 or 3 of them every single day. Okay. Any questions? We're afraid to fail again. Past failures can really hold us back. Some of us, they really haunt us. Let anticipation of future success drive you forward. Successful people aren't afraid to revisit past failures and ask questions. So you might want to ask yourself, what did I learn from that failure? What do I need to do different this next time? How bad do I want this? I wanted to pay off my mortgage real bad, real bad. None of us knew going into this pandemic year that residential real estate was going to do so good. Commercial did not. My son-in-law is a commercial realtor developer in Greenville, South Carolina. For 5 months, he didn't get a paycheck. He had a really nice savings, thank God. But we didn't anticipate that it was going to become a seller's market. For the first time since I've been here, almost 8 years, it's always been a buyer's market here.
That's true.
And now we're in a seller's market. Who knows for how long, but we are. Any questions about that?
Glad you shared with us your goals. Thank you.
I
I mean, that's very helpful.
It is
Kinda
helpful.
gets your
It's
mind.
concrete
It kinda gets
stuff.
your- I love it.
Well,
You have
good.
great goals.
You know, I don't know about that, but most of them got
I love to give
accomplished.
20,000 away.
You know
That's
what?
one of my
We did.
goals is to give
We
away,
helped build the school
give money.
in Uganda.
That's neat.
Guys, you got to have things bigger than you, but we're going to talk about that in a minute. Okay, so we talked about the five things that why we're afraid to set goals. Now we're going to shift gears and we're going to give you 6 reasons why goal setting is important. In the last 20 minutes, I want to spend on the 411. I want you to get it started. Thank you. So 6 reasons why goal setting is important. Number 1, goals give you focus. I think this is probably the biggest distraction that causes us to lose focus any millisecond. I don't know about you guys, but we have dopamine dumping every time it dings. That's the same as gaming.
That is true.
It's the same as porn. It's the same as drugs,
True.
drug addiction and alcohol. It's the same thing. It's not good for us. So to be bold enough, and one of the things I'm attempting to do right now, I intend to do, is put a voicemail on here that says, if you call me after 7 p.m., I'll return your call the next day. Because how many of us call people at 9 o'clock at night? Because I know they're waiting to hear from me.
Will you change that or that's going to be your
Permanent.
regular voicemail?
Because the guy in Owensboro has his at 6. And he called me about a referral. And I just said to him, how did you do 6? I might be able to do 8.
Right.
He goes, no, start with 7. I started with 7. He said it wasn't easy. But we teach people how to treat us, right? And we are in charge of our schedule. We
That's
are,
good.
or it's in charge of us, one or the other. And so I've got to just make time. I keep forgetting. You guys keep me accountable. Somebody text me later on today and say, and keep texting, did you change your voicemail? Because I want to change it for my husband's sake, but for my sake, my poor husband. He's,
How many
But
times has
paid
he
off
fired
the
you?
mortgage.
he hasn't fired me because he could become accustomed to the manner in which he could be living. So, and you'll see on my goal poster, he's on there, right? He's on there. So imagine having to shoot an arrow without being given a target. I went gun shooting with Melinda Watson's husband, David, probably 4 or 5 months ago, and I shot my first bullseye
Woo.
with a Smith & Wesson. I think that's my gun. And I'm not very good. I think I got lucky, but it doesn't have much kick. I need one without much kick. So I can't imagine David handing me that gun and saying, okay, just shoot it. I would have never hit a bullseye. The same as with your goals, guys. Where would you aim? This is what life is like without a goal or a target in mind. By setting goals for yourself, you give yourself a target to shoot at or shoot for. At the end of the day, goals are what gives you direction in life. Ben's office says, what's on the wall in your office? That used to be my office.
I haven't been in there in a month because of all the storage it's been.
It's the storage room now.
It is the storage.
second
room.
one.
And honestly, I don't remember what's on the wall.
Goals are dreams with deadlines.
There you go.
That's what it said. I love that quote. Goals are dreams with deadlines. So goals are what give you direction in life. Guys, they're all those, that little wheel, you hit every aspect of your being if you focus on your spiritual goals. I think my goal poster probably has most of them in there. Maybe not social, because I'm a social butterfly and being a realtor wears me out socially. So I don't really have that social need right now. The sense of direction is what allows your mind to focus. You guys, without a sense of direction, it's hard to stay focused. It really is. Rather than waste time, waste energy shooting aimlessly, it allows you to hit your target and reach your goals. Any questions? Any thoughts? Am I going too fast? Okay. Number 2, goals allow you to measure progress. You have to measure progress. Erlene, do you have a transaction board of any kind? No? Okay, I want you, as small as it needs to be. Mine was just a little whiteboard, right? And at the bottom it had cork board, so I could put pins and put things down there as I needed to. Pictures of my kids or whatever. And I had in there listings. I had in there under contracts, and then I had sold. I just had 3 columns, and it was about this big. Leslie, do you have a transaction board of any kind?
I used to when I had my office there at the office, but since I've moved home, I do not have one. I need to get one.
I'm going to suggest you do, all of you, because it measures your progress. It's so, when I walk in there, and I have Tammy's board, I copied her, not for years though, because I wasn't there. I didn't need a board that big. But when I walk in there and I see 60 plus that are closed, it's like, oh my gosh, I got to move my listings all the way down to the bottom. And I've got 9 sections, so we can have the most I've had under contract this year was 15. You guys know, some of you have had that. It's hard to juggle without a transaction board. I do have a transaction coordinator, so Autumn keeps that going for us, and it's up to we realtors to move it from the negotiating repairs into the appraisal order column. So I just have all that across. I meant to take a picture of it. If anybody needs a picture, let me know. It's Tammy's board. She just did hers vertical. I did mine horizontal.
Is Sam at the office right now?
What?
Is Sam or Missy?
I don't know. Missy's not.
Well, Dora's got one similar.
Dora's got a small one. I need a picture of Dora's,
I'll
because
have Courtney
Dora's
take a
where I
picture.
start. And Dora she does this all the time. Come see my transaction board. It's motivating, guys. It really motivates. So goals allow you to measure progress. You are able to measure your progress because you always have a fixed endpoint or benchmark to compare with. Last year, I think we closed 42, something like that. This year, we're above 60 with the teams total. Being able to measure progress is extremely rewarding, especially if you're a high I. For you high C's, Christy, what are you?
I don't know.
You need to take your disc.
I do too. 'cause I don't
Do
have
your
to.
discs, you guys, because self-discovery
Yeah.
is going to help you get over some hurdles.
What's a good
I
one?
know
What's
it's
a
competitive.
ton?
Is it a C?
No, there's
No,
3 ones
a
that you can
D,
just do.
probably a driver,
There's 3
but you need to know
Find
what
out
else
if
you
you're
are. Like
close.
my
I
admins
know
have
a
to be high
specific
C's
one.
because I'm like a 17 on the C, but I'm a
Do you know of a
99.
source where? there's a
Tony
good
Robbins
disc?
used to be the best one, but now he charges like
I can send you all the
$68.
discs. I-
James Keller Williams have that.
I think we have one.
Do
as an
your
op-
discs. Self-discovery
Huh?
is a really, really huge
Oh,
thing.
no, it's not. like
Okay,
that
guys,
at
I
all.
got to keep moving on. Being able to measure progress is extremely rewarding and will help you maintain focus, keep your head held high, and your energy level up. It will also keep you from getting down. It's going to balance the downtimes. Okay. Sometimes when working towards success, it's easy to become discouraged because you don't feel like you have arrived yet. However, when you measure progress while working toward a specific goal, you will be able to see that though you might not be where you are wanting to get, you
Like
have
that.
made movements in the right direction and are a lot better off than when you started. Okay. So goals allow you to measure progress. So does a transaction board. Goals, number 3, goals keep you locked in and undistracted. Oh, this might be a big one for all of us. By setting goals, you give yourself mental boundaries. I like that, mental boundaries. Think of the guardrails. Boundaries are kind of like guardrails. They keep us from going off the cliff, or they keep us from going down the hill into the slippery slope. One of my guardrails in my marriage has always been, I never went and hung out at bars, but I certainly wasn't going to go to like Copeland's and sit with the fellow coworkers and have a drink without Joe being there. And actually, I don't drink, but that's not the point. I had a guardrail. I've always had that guardrail in my marriage, so much so that I always got made fun of, and really in a hateful way, from my coworkers down in Louisiana when I was an office and personnel manager. They were just awful to me, and I didn't care. I have my guardrails in place, right? Another guardrail I have is triangulation for my team, for my family. The minute, I'm the mom, Cassie's a twin, and Chelsea's a twin. The minute one of those twins calls me to talk about her sister, we now have a triangle. Triangulation is one of the most destructive, dysfunctional behaviors. And it
So
is
say
in
that again.
business as
Explain
well.
that again.
So you two have a team,
Mhm.
and you guys have conflict, you need to go to each other. The minute you tell anybody else about your conflict, you've now created a triangle.
Mm.
I would say, with the exception of your husband, Joe's my confidant.
Right.
And he'll tell me straight up. He's not going to stroke me one way. I don't want to stroke. I know, is my thinking wrong? But so guard against that. I tell my team, the only thing that's probably going to be immediate dismissal is if we have a triangle, because it's so unhealthy. If Sam's got a problem with me, he needs to come with me. If Missy has a problem, if my admin has a problem, she needs to come to me, not talk to one of them about it, right? So just guard, that's just an extra, no, guard against that, guard against that. The other thing about arriving or feeling like you haven't arrived, don't focus on your gaps. I read The Miracle Morning again this year, February. I reread The Miracle Morning, and I did 28 days of A Miracle Morning. And one of the chapters, he talks about focusing on your gaps. That's all I focus on, is what I haven't accomplished. And so out of 10 goals, and I've accomplished 8, my mind is focusing on the 2 things I can't seem to keep done: my desk organized, right? And my lead generation. And yeah, I'm lead generating way better than what I was, but that's not what I'm focusing on. Don't focus on your gaps. It's another hole. It's another pit. Okay. Don't focus on your gaps.
Was that number 4?
No,
Or is that part of the?
that's part of number 3. Goals keep you locked and undistracted. You subconsciously keep away from distractions, and your focus remains only on the goal if you got them. And by the way, if you don't know it yet, this is how you become successful. You set a goal, you lock it in, and then you give it 100%. Even if you only ended up giving it 80%, your aim is 100, right? Number 4, goals help you overcome procrastination. Every one of us is a procrastinator in some way, some area of our life, whether it's exercise, whether it's finances, whatever, we're procrastinators. When you set a goal for yourself, you make yourself accountable to finish the task. So let's talk about accountability for a minute. Write on your goal poster to find an accountability partner for 2021. Don't go it alone.
From here.
And for you two on a team, and my people on my team, I want them to be my accountability partner. We do a lot together anyway. What?
You do or you don't?
I don't.
Okay.
I want it to be somebody else. Okay. I think it's just better because you guys do a
think
lot
so, too.
together. I just think it brings in another dynamic. and another set of eyes about me instead of my team. Okay.
Would you do accountability partner as a team, like, because our goals are obviously, obviously our personal and financial goals won't be the same, but
Yeah.
would you, like Christy and Carrie, have different accountability partners? Okay,
Totally different. That's what I would do personally.
okay.
Would that create that triangle though?
No, because you're not there to talk about her at all. You're there to deal with your goals.
Yeah.
And did I get my 10 calls in a day?
Your personal goals.
Yes, your business goals and your personal, it has nothing to do with your partner. Absolutely nothing to do with that. But they're keeping you accountable to what you want to accomplish. So if your goal is to close 100 units, you're going to close 50, you're going to close 50. And your partner's going to keep you accountable. How many units have you closed today, this week, this month, right? So yeah, it has nothing to do with what's going on between you guys, nothing. It's you and your goals in mind, okay? Okay, I need to wrap this up. Procrastination, guys. This is in complete contrast with when you do things based off of a whim, and it doesn't matter whether you complete them or not. Whims are just that, whims. Yeah, if I get it done, great. If I don't, great, right? Goals are not whims. Goals are something etched in stone on a goal poster that you're going to look at every day to keep yourself focused on what the prize is at the end of the year, okay? But we're going to break it down in bite sizes with 411. I like this. Goals tend to stick in your mind, and if not completed, they give you a, shoot, I was supposed to do such and such today, reminder. These reminders in the back of your head help you to overcome procrastination and laziness. Does anybody in here battle with laziness? Do you? How old are you?
18.
Okay, there's some of the problem.
I'm still in
Sorry,
recovery,
I was
too.
way lazy at 18. I think we all have a tendency to be lazy. I have high energy, even at my age. Lazy is probably not part of who I am at all. I have other weaknesses. Self-defeat, self-talk, negative self-talk. So, but most of us can be lazy at times when we need not to be lazy. Even me. But I do have downtime. I have to. My tiny house is my downtime. I can't. Horrible Wi-Fi there, and I can really shut it down and just enjoy. So, but I don't think that's being lazy. I think that's me getting away.
You have to get away.
Because I need it. Okay. Let's move on. This goals helping you overcome procrastination. You guys, a 411 tool will help you overcome procrastination big time. Number 5, goals give you motivation. So the opposite of procrastination is being motivated so we don't fall into that trap. Setting goals provides you the foundation for your drive. Goal setting provides you the foundation for your drive. By making a goal, you give yourself a concrete endpoint to aim for and get excited about. It gives you something to focus on and put 100% of your effort into, and this focus is what develops motivation, and it does. Goals are simply tools to focus your energy in positive directions and can be changed as your priorities change. So now my goal is not to pay off my mortgage, it's paid off. What's my next goal? Well, my husband has a 15-year-old pickup, and he travels a lot now. And his neck hurts because it's a really bad seat. My goal is to help him get a, we like certified used, right? So when we drive it off the lot, it hasn't lost like 5,000 or 7 or 8 or 10. And so we will go car shopping in January for Joe. Because God love him, he doesn't need anything fancy smancy. So, but he needs that. I mean, he really does, because he's suffering a lot these days. So motivation, my motivations change, your motivations change. Roll with them, but not because you missed that goal. Let's be clear, not because we didn't get something done should our motivation change. Our motivations change often because we've achieved what we've needed to achieve, right? And number 6, goals help you determine what you want in life. Who wants to share their big why? Why do you do real estate?
I did it because of flexibility, to be able to still take care of family, housework. I was kind of wanted to be a stay-at-home mom, and then I realized my kids didn't need me all the time. So then I was like, now what am I going to do? And this seems like the perfect. Plus, I was able to, pay my kids college with cash, and
Yeah.
we've been
So
able to
Carrie
do-
does it for flexibility. That's a really good reason when you have children still at home. Yeah, it lets her have her cake and eat it too.
Yeah.
But she also said she couldn't, there was not enough of her, what did you say? You weren't needed all the time. As our kids get older, they still need us. So she did it to fill a void. And that's, and then to pay for kids' college. You guys, Joe and I spent $350,000 for 5 degrees. Cameron has 3 of those. I blame him for almost $200,000, an undergraduate and 2 masters. But it's worth every penny. And we did it all debt free. And Cameron's, most of his real estate, I gotta say, because we were out of money by the time the twins went through college at the same time. Our college fund was gone. And that really motivated me to go into real estate big time. The act of setting goals forces you to contemplate what you truly want out of life. What is the level of success you want to achieve? What is the income level you want to have? What about your dream home? What do you need income-wise to achieve your dreams? Goals are really our dreams, guys. They really are. Just wrapped in a little bit of a different package. Once you set the end goal, you then break your desires down into attainable, measurable goals. These goals keep you motivated, helping you avoid procrastination and keeping you laser focused on achieving your dreams. It is therefore the act of setting, achieving, and surpassing goals that make living your best life possible. Gary says it on the Dreams Worth Having, Careers Worth Having. How was it say? I don't know.
There.
Yes, to build careers worth having. You would think in 10 years I would know this. Businesses worth owning, lives worth living, experiences worth giving, and legacies worth leaving. That's a really good quote. That's a really good mission statement. That's a mission statement, right? But they're all good. Are we going to have these in our new offices? I love those. Okay, guys, any questions? Because we got to jump to the 411. Any comments?
It's really good.
No, I will say this, it took me about 4 years to figure out my big why, because I had so many whys flying around in my head and I didn't really know until it started fabricating itself. And which is great. I mean, I have lots of whys, but it came out this year in trying to repair our 1974 ranch that was falling apart around us. And so that became my goal, is to fix our house so that it doesn't fall apart around us. And that might seem very shallow,
No.
but security was super important to me because I was a stay-at-home mom and did homeschool my kids. And I have to brag on my kids. They all paid for their own college, 100%.
Wow.
I know.
It's
It's very impressive, and bought cars to boot and took care of their living. So I'm very proud of them because they value their education.
Good.
Yeah.
So it's
That's
just really
very
cool.
good. Well, I did pay for my kids' education, but I didn't give them a dime of spending money, not 1 red cent. And because you know, if I hand you $100 a month, you're going to go spend it on movies. You're going to go take your friends out, and you're going to call me and say it's gone. But if you've earned that, then you decide where you spend your money, and when it's gone, it's gone. It just is. And one of my kids dug
My
himself
kid
in a
had to
big
go
hole.
Get plasma to get money because she was.
I love it.
I was like, I'm sorry.
So guys, for those of
Allie,
you
my
listening,
friend.
Sue Ann did not know her big why for about 4 years.
I had money.
And then she discovered it was fixing up her house, keeping it from falling down around her from lack of maintaining, which costs a lot of money, right? If you do it right. Okay, grab your 411. Erlene, do you guys have a 411 there? Probably not.
I just emailed you a 411, Erlene.
Okay, he emailed you guys one.
You'll have to print one out for Velda. We don't have the email address set up yet.
And what I want you guys to do is put your name. Which one did we give them?
Which
Do we need a
411?
blank one?
Did we not give them a blank one?
Mm-mm.
Okay.
Let's see. I made a copy of a blank one. Or those copies I gave you.
Okay, make a copy of that one. Give them about 5, and then we can email that to Leslie and everything else. Okay. So guys, on your 411, you're going to put your name, obviously. I can email you guys an interactive 411. You just got to remind me, where you can actually put your name, change a year, and you can go down in the weekly goals and you can type them in and change them. I love that one because then I print it out every week because it's updated every week, but I don't have to keep rewriting things.
Yeah.
It's a time saver. So remind me to send that to you, okay? Because it's totally interactive. I mean, I don't know what it means. It's a template. How about that? It's a template. So when Ben gives this to you, we're going to track for annual goals what your GCI is or your net income, total units sold, listings taken, and buyers closed. Buyers. It's going to be some of the things you guys track. Units and your income are huge because that leads to all the rest. So this is on here, so you'll write your numbers down. Do you guys know how many units? Like, have you talked about how many units you want to close next year?
We didn't.
No, actually. So we put 60 new listings. Is that on top of what you did this year?
So that was my goal for this year, was to
Okay.
take 60 new listings.
So
My
it's
goal
60
is
more than
5
last
every single month. No, I haven't, that's 2020. That's not my 2021.
So from January 1st through
Through
December
December, my
31st,
goal is 5
attain
new
60
listings every
listings
month.
regardless of what was listed in January or November, December.
So how many do you guys average every month?
We
We've
don't
done over
really
70,
do average per month, but we really didn't have a unit goal this year. We really had a.
I
We
want
just
you
had-
guys-
We didn't have
Yeah.
a unit, yeah, we just had
You
a.
had
You need to
goals.
have a unit goal.
Yeah, I agree. I
Yeah.
do agree.
Yeah,
with
that
that.
You
does
really
make more
need to have a
sense.
unit goal.
But we didn't this year. Our goal was to hit 12. Yeah,
Well,
12 million. We
we
wanted to do a
passed
million
that.
on that.
And you guys have surpassed that, right?
Yeah.
Congratulations. That's good.
It was the year.
It was the year.
It was
It's
the
been the
year. I
bomb.
wish I could say we,
Yeah, planned it.
It was not planned.
But you
It
guys
was
at
like
the
her.
bottom,
It
if
was not
we hit a shift,
methodical.
and we will, we'll hit a shift in 2021. Without this, it won't happen.
I know.
With this, it will happen,
We've
no
had
matter
it
what the
breathe.
market's doing.
We've had to breathe here. You know, you really don't have to work super, super hard.
Yeah, I
But
think
you
a lot of things came to us, didn't it?
It did.
And
lot
multiple
came to us.
offers. Doesn't usually happen in this area much. Okay, so in your 411, put down your income goal. Do you want to make 50,000 this year? Do you want to make 100,000 this year? Somewhere in between, 125,000 this year. Put down what your income goal is, and then I want you to put down your units. So guys, for somebody new, and I guess we're all seasoned here, and she's seasoned too. For somebody who's seasoned, you have to go back and you have to determine, like my average, and MLS actually tells you, is like $172,000 per house.
Yours is
higher.
173.
Okay,
Yours is 185.
and Melinda's is,
Melinda's is 222.
you gotta know what your average is to be able to come up with your units, right?
Yeah,
So if you
Erlene
guys
is
want to
one-
do 15 here, then know your price point and multiply it up. You've got to figure out. So for a new agent, it's really hard. I was productivity coaching this morning on the way here, and Tracy Mayhew's making her goal poster. I told her to put 15 on there. I think 12 is plenty for a new agent, 1 a month.
15 units.
Try,
Listing.
intend to close 15
Closing.
Well, like,
in your first
when
year.
I first started real estate, I had in my mind 30 for the year. Like that was, and I think I'm.
You did? That's really good.
She knew a lot of people.
Yeah. Missy just moved, I
But
mean,
you-
Tracy,
That's important.
no, that's
Yeah.
important. Tracy Mayhew just
Yeah,
moved here
she
like
just
3
moved
months
here,
ago
so
and
that
knows
would be
nobody.
hard.
And so she and I've been out door knocking, and the first one we knocked on 4 weeks ago, we got it, and it's under contract, and she and I listed it, the teacher had a list. So yeah, if you don't know anybody like I didn't when I moved here, I didn't know one name, no, not one person. So for me, where I'm at, because I had a bunch of people in Louisiana. Okay, so write that down. I want you to, today, we're just gonna focus on your business goals. So fill in those lines. And if you need this again, we can well, I'll be sending you the interactive one. But you're also, on the right side of your paper is gonna be your personal and family goals. It's gonna be growth goals.
Remember that?
Yeah. I don't care if we hand that out today.
Okay. I didn't.
You can if you want, because that helps them do the worksheet, the planning of it all.
Yeah. I don't like the 30, 30, 40 though, because that's.
I
more
don't like that
that's
either. This is not really set up for our market center,
No.
I don't think.
more like 15, 15.
What is this? What do we see?
Oh, it's from the business planning clinic the other day. This is
Yeah.
a form to show you how to set your goals for the year as well. But it's
That's from MRA, right?
yeah, it's doing a 30, 30, 40 on your income expenses and cost of sale. But that's more of a big team plan than it is for an
You have to
individual
tweak these
plan.
numbers for
Yeah.
our market.
That's
So
why I'm
maybe
gonna probably do this
I'll help you
at
or
the
you do
ALC,
it.
but we need to do
Yeah,
it and
we need
change
to
the,
retweak
change
it
the
and
40,
then
30,
hand it out
30.
to you guys because that's a really good formula.
Yeah.
That's a really good formula, actually. So in your annual goals, guys, it might be, I want to lose 15 pounds or I want to get back into shape. But if we say, I just want to get back in shape, what does that even mean?
Right.
How about I want to be running 3 miles like 3 times a week, or I want to do my core workout, or I want to do my strength training. At my age, that's more important than the cardio. I'm
Whatever.
finding out.
Want to get out of bed without hurting?
Yeah, yeah. As long as I stay off sugar, I can bound out of bed. But if I'm on sugar for 3 days, all things change. Okay, and then your monthly goal. So if Amy wants 60 next year, then that's going to be 5 every month. Okay, so you guys get how to do this, right? The newer agents really have a hard time with this. So let me tell you what this one is. We were taught somewhere along the way, do you fill out this whole thing? You just break it down by the month. If Amy wants 5, then I have to take 1, 2, 5 listings every week. No. That's going to translate into how many listing appointments does Amy need to go on to get 1.25, right? And so what you do is I put down to go on 3 listing appointments a week because I know I'm going to get at least one of them. My conversion rate is actually 70-30. If I've got my foot in the door and I've got an appointment set, I've got a 70% chance I'm going to take that listing.
Right.
And so you do that. Then let's say Amy only had 2 listing appointments this week. Guess what this week now becomes? 4. You guys, this is why people don't like this. I mean, it's in your face. Like, I got to do this. One of the things my coach, I did breakthrough coaching, highly recommend it, 2 years ago. And I was at MAPS Coaching Skills Camp. Some of you guys know I broke my board. We had to write our limited beliefs on a board. We had to go pick out our board. And then you had to break it. And I watched grown men not get their boards broken. I watched grown men cry that they couldn't, and their hands were hurting. I broke my board in my second try. You know why? It's not about strength. They're stronger than I am. It's about focus and it's about mindset. I believed I could break my board. And I ran back to the back of the room. They were signing up people for MAPS camp coaching. And I knew if I slept on it and waited till the morning, I'd have a reason not to do it. Because I had a million reasons like why I didn't want to pay that $450 a month. Just too much. And so I ran back and I signed up and I did that for 1.25 years. And then for 9 more months, I did mastery coaching. Actually, I probably did a little over a year. And then I went into mastery coaching, which is $1,000 a month. Guys, I'm here to tell you, I wouldn't have broken the ceiling like I did this year without my mastery coaching. And so Kristen said to me over and over and over again, you've got to embrace that 411. It's got to become your friend, not your enemy. You do. And guys, it's hard. I'm not going to tell you it's because you print it, you put it in a binder cover, you put in one of those clear covers, and this goes everywhere with you. I mean, everywhere, home that night. So you can take off your realtor hat and for 10 minutes, look at how you did. What do I need to adjust for tomorrow? If my goal is to make 10 calls every day, my personality hates a 2-hour lead gen time, hates it with a passion. But if I can get 5 under my belt before I have to answer an email or make a phone call back, I do better with going back and forth. I just do. It's my high eye. It's my squirrel. I cannot focus that long. A little bit of adult ADD probably, if I'm to be honest. And then when you get to week number 3, if I have a goal to do 6 appointments and I've only done 5, then I've got to carry over. Or if I've only done 4, then this is going to become a new 5. So this is not fill out and let's see how I do. It's tracking your numbers and your time while you're doing it. Okay. And I did bring you guys have my 411.
Yeah.
So you saw it filled out. Now I will tell you, see how we had interweekly 4 goals, business, personal production, personal, financial, personal, too much personal. What I did is for my monthly goals, I kept my personal and my business goals, but these weekly goals just focused on my business. It didn't take me but 2 or 3 months into this to say, it's too much to keep track of. I do have a log at home. When I go run, I'd mark it on my calendar. Actually, right by my washer and dryer is my jogging calendar. When I put 3 miles, or I put 2, or I did core workout, or whatever. So I would still keep track of it, but I took it off of here. I would tell you week 1, week 2, week 3, week 4 needs to be your business goals. Does that make sense? You can do whatever you want with this. There's different versions of this. And I think we're out of time. 9:59, how's that? I want to show you goal posters. So last year, I meant to bring my first one that I did up here, first one in a while, because it had a tiny house on it. I wanted to build a tiny house. We did. I forget what all it had. Cameron's college education. He was working on his double master, so there was a picture of Cameron on there. It had a lot of pictures, probably 6 or 7, and every single one of those goals got accomplished that year. I think it was to do like 3.5 million in production, so might have been 4 or 5 years ago. I don't know. But I got it done. I probably, because I looked at it every single day that I was at my office or in my home office. This was my last year's. I decided to do red and purple really don't match, but I didn't care. If it's not on your schedule, it doesn't exist. I picked the ones that spoke to me. Every year that changes. No pressure, no diamonds. Guys, this isn't easy, but it's so doable. It's so worth it. What you focus on expands. What you think about, you bring about, right? Your business grows to the extent that you do. Put on your goal poster. I had on my goal poster, guys, and this is so sad. Family reunion, I did that. MAPS coaching skills camp, that would have been my second one. Mega agent camp for the first time, and I did career visioning last year. And I didn't get to go back this year. All of this got halted. I did do Quantum Leap. I did the business planning clinic, so I feel like some of that had to replace this because of COVID. I'm a daily mean lead generating machine. Say that fast 3 times. I can't. I'm bold. I am. Clarity is power. And so then this other ones, because they just all life by design, not by default. Your business grows to the extent that you do. I think I have that on there twice. There is no try, because try means I might not. I intend. Bold does not let you ever say try. Every new day is another chance to change your life. Guys, and it's not about where Amy's lacking. It's about Amy becoming the best Amy that I can be. And then I don't know why I did this, but I did it last year. I wanted to be able to check off as I got things done. So I wanted to attend Financial Peace University to pay off my house in 2020. We got that done. Read 10 books. I still am 2 books out, but I think I'm going to get there. Give generously. That's still so important to me, because when I'm building a school over in Uganda and 386 kids are in it, now we got kids that are going to be eradicated from starving to death. I mean, it's a game changer. Be a part of something so much bigger than you. Right now, we're building a church now. And Joe and I have given for the sanctuary. He wanted to help with the classrooms because he loves the whole being a Sunday school teacher. I wanted the worship part of it all, right? So be a part of something big. I'm an endorsed local provider realtor. I wanted to close 15. I only closed 10 so far, but I got close.
Of what?
Endorsed local provider realtor for Dave Ramsey. Relax at the tiny house. We did quite a bit of that. Exercise. I really didn't do this near as well because I was so doggone busy. Lose 15 pounds, only lost 7. Clean and organize my garage. 1/3 of it got done, so it made it to my new goal poster. I didn't get to go back to Africa. I've been 3 times. This would have been my 4th time because of COVID, but we're planning 2021. And organize my workspace. I still struggle with some things. I'm just stuck with me. This is Missy's goal poster, and I think the cold outside really messed with her stickiness. She likes bling. I asked her, I said, so are these the diamonds you're going to buy yourself? She said, no, I just like bling. It's like, okay, I'm not as much of a bling girl, but this is doggone cute. Last year, when she was in productivity coaching, she came with this huge poster board with nothing but words and sayings. And I said, okay, I need pictures. You guys think about what pictures, because if you took away the words and you looked at that picture, you know exactly what it represents. You might have to tell somebody else what that means, but you know exactly what it means. So this is Missy's goal poster for this year. I like doubt kills more dreams than failure ever will.
That's true.
Isn't that good? I said, I got to bring this because I love that quote. I'm a quote girl. Doubt kills more dreams than failure ever will. It's so true. And so she has her growth goals. She has her personal goals. She has her annual business goals, and she has her personal financial goals. And we did this at our team retreat about a month ago. I had them start this and they had to have it finished for me. And so then I finished mine at wee hours this morning because I had to put all my pictures in. So if I took this away, if I hid this, you could probably see what really, really, really is important to me.
Mhm.
But I did, what I ended up doing for them, for us, is because I kind of liked, I thought, okay, it's going to help me separate. Just every year I do something different. My business goals, I had to change this.
Uh-huh.
It was 250. I'm at 252.
Yeah, yeah,
It's like,
so
well,
you've
that's a
already
fail.
passed that.
So I had to make that 300,000 this morning, white that out. But 100 unit is closed for the team. 12,500,000. That's probably a little too low.
Yeah, you're gonna be close to that
I
this
keep
year.
in mind though, I've got 2 newbies on my team that are pretty new, although Sam's rocking it because he knows everybody.
He does.
I want to grow my, this is probably gonna have to change. I'm probably, you guys changing this too much terrifies me. If I'm gonna be really honest, it kind of makes my butterflies start hitting each other. Because it's like, oh man, I'm just gonna have to work so much more.
Mhm.
I won't sleep. But that's actually a lie. That's my drunk monkey talking to me. I just have to have better systems in place and I need to leverage more. Sam told me yesterday very pointedly, I need to delegate better. Yeah, think? 3, to grow my profit share. I think I have, I don't know how many I have. That's terrible. I think I have 8. I think I have 3 or 4 first line and Melinda has 2 or 3 downline. I don't know, guys, that's terrible.
Oh, you
I
brought
got-
in Melinda?
Melinda's my first.
Oh.
Yeah. And yeah, isn't that good?
Yeah.
She's ahead of me. That's really good.
Wow.
And then I put my big Y on here. My big Y for years was college. Now it's retirement, right? We're a decade, Lord willing, away from that. And we want our house is paid, but when we go to wherever we go, Greenville, South Carolina, somewhere, I kind of like Travelers Rest. I like that name. I like that community. But all my kids right now live in Greenville, and so do these. There's 4 grandchildren. There's a 5th, and there's a 6th on the way.
Aw.
And so that's Mimi and Papa with Ava, and Ava's now this big. So I love, one of the biggest joys of this little girl's heart is Mimi and Papa getting to be Mimi and Papa together. That's huge. So many people are divorced by now, and we get to enjoy these grandkids, and we have a lot of fun with them. So my goal is these older 3, this little one's still attached to his mom. That's Soren. He doesn't know if he likes Mimi and Papa all the time.
That's cute.
But these 3 are like, we're going to take each of them individually on their own vacation with Mimi and Papa for 4 days. Mason has already picked the beach. Ava said she didn't care where she went. She just wants to go hit as many bed and breakfasts as we can
Aw.
because she's never been in a bed and breakfast. And little Leo, we haven't decided, Elliot is his real name. They call him Leo. But so they're on there because I know I'm going to be taking them on vacation this year. And then my son Cameron and his wife Sarah, the family thing is huge to me. But guys, here's my garage. This is what I did different. I did it before because that's what my garage really does look like. And actually that's not true. I can park my car in there, but oh, it's hard to get out. And that's my after. This is a little Craig Cat boat. Joan and I just bought it in June. And we can tool around on the lake. It's like an open pontoon boat. And water comes in over your feet. And we just tootle at 30 miles an hour wherever we want to go. And we debated about buying a boat that when the kids come once a year all together, we can all ride in, or something we'll use all the time, just he and I. And so we went with that. And it was so much fun.
Aw.
And I need to build a garage at the tiny house for my boat and a vehicle in case I end up living there sometime. I still want to give generously. I don't know what that dollar amount is yet, but I want to read 12 books this year. I want to do 6 business and 6 personal.
That's good.
Does that make sense? So I love work hard, stay humble, be kind. I think we need to put be kind there first now in the culture we are in, because everybody's rude and I can get rude right back, and that's not okay. Any questions?
So that's your 2020, but are those
This
before
is
and
my
after? We
2021.
have the kids on there, but like the garage, that's
I
a
wanna
dream
build that.
garage.
That's
No,
my
I know.
dream
That's
garage.
what comes
The
out.
Oh, this is my current garage at my house.
The after's a vision.
Yes, yes. So these are my future goals. I want this completely clean. And we've started. Joe said to me the other day, I am not investing in big shelves for you until that stuff that came up from Louisiana, guys, that was 8 years ago, gets sorted. It's like, what's in there? Some of it's my mother's stuff. So guess what? 3 of them have been brought in, and I've gotten through 2 of them and trashed a lot of stuff and donated stuff. It's a sore spot. So he's right. I got to get rid of stuff before we can bring the shelves in. But the other thing is, so some of this is enjoyment. This is play. So like a lot of this stuff
So you
represents play.
bought that though. You have that already.
I have this. That's
So
just to
that's-
remind
that's
me
checked
to
off.
play. Yeah, it's just more my, I want to have more fun. Last year's was go and relax at the tiny house. Now I want to go relax and boat at the
And have
tiny house
fun.
because we're 3 miles from the boat launch. But I want to build this. Definitely want to build that. Because there's a chance we might be living in that tiny house this season. And so you got to have a big garage for all your stuff. Okay, guys, any questions? Because we're over time. You've been really, really good.
Yes, I like what you said about having the number of listings, and I wrote that down, how many listings.
Yeah.
Because, and Christy said that her goal was getting 30 listings. I never really had that as a structure. I had just my, sales or whatever. So on here, and that's the thing that hangs me up, like the number of listing appointments and how many listing appointments and what does that translate to as far as listings? I would just like to see listings on here, total listings obtained,
In color.
rather than
Because
the ones
just that
sold.
one. That's the best one.
Well, appointments will lead to it, but instead of this total units sold, I know that we can modify and
You know
change,
what?
but
My numbers ended up being 60% listing sold right now and 40% buyer sales.
Mhm.
It should be that way because I focus on the listing side. Listings are longevity, right? Listings let us be dual
listings
agent.
are the generator for sure. And I
Listings
just
will
never
keep you in
been
this
able
business for
to
years.
flip that because we have worked with, we listed that some little house out there, Cypress Trail, and now we've got buyers coming out of our ears.
Yeah.
And so we cannot
Okay, so
flip it.
yeah, so you guys on Zoom, Sue Ann is talking about tracking how many listings she's going to take. Can you hear okay? Okay, as opposed to just units sold. I think that's really smart. My coach taught me that. Track how many listings I want to take, set a goal, and then go after it. I think I missed my goal. I think I wanted to list 60, and I didn't make it yet. But I had 1 month that I took 7. Last April, I took 10 because of bold. And then I've had a couple months where I only took 2. Because I'm so doggone busy with those 15 under contract. And I wasn't leaving during that time like I needed to be.
That was crazy.
But I lost 3 out of my 5 team members to COVID. Lauren refused to come back until her kids were fully back in school. And it's like, I can't wait. And her kids were 15 and 12. It's not like we had little bitty
Have
ones.
babies, I know.
Just even a half a day.
But a
here and
lot
there
of
would get my
that
boat floating.
is what led to all of us doing so well because there were so many people that did not work. this
That's
year.
right. And so many people couldn't because of children. A lot of the realtors in our Paducah board really plummeted with their numbers this year. And as I look at those, they had smaller children
Mhm.
or they had school-age children. I was fortunate that I'm out of that
And we
season.
picked all that up.
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah, I only had one at home and he's 14, so.
I mean, but he still
But
needs
that's
it.
what I know.
He
Yeah,
still
that's
needs your
what I was
guidance.
doing while you were talking was texting him about his schoolwork.
Yes.
He's at home doing schoolwork and Daddy is work on. I was like, okay, did you do this? Did you do that?
No,
Ignoring
you were
you,
fine.
but-
You listen, you're a realtor. I get it.
was taking care of my
No.
son.
Hey guys, do you have any questions? Thank you for joining us. The 3 of you who are on Zoom, we appreciate it. Okay,
Thank
and we're
you,
going to
Amy.
sign off. Okay. I will
Thank you.
an interactive 411 and I'll probably send it over here and just have them zip it out to everybody. I think we
I
as a,
emailed that to them.
if we have, you guys, this is a good disc. The interactive, you guys, I would say it's also influencing. That word influencing needs to be on there. Everything that Dave Ramsey has on his discs has influencer. Eyes are,
Are you
I am a
and
99.
yeah.
Mm, yeah, I'm a 99 all the way. And I just wish that would change, but it doesn't seem to be.
So how do you, but where do you take this test?
I
You
can
know,
send you a link.
he'll send you a link. Guys, if we do
Mm-hmm.
another training down the road, I'd love to teach you the results triangle. My coach taught me this early on, and it's really helped me figure out why I'm not getting where I'm going. Okay,
What
what's
is that? A results triangle?
results triangle? It's results in your schedule, standards and expectations, and habits, mindset, and skill set. Those are all foundational in building. So anyway, hopefully this has been helpful somewhat. I want to do a contest, and I'm willing to throw some money at this. Whoever, I don't know what this contest, whoever texts me a picture of your poster board completed first needs to win something. And then if you text it to me by the 15th, you get entered into a drawing. So I'll talk to Ben about that.
A goal like that.
Yeah, everybody will have one done by the 11th.
Okay.
At least.
Okay.
This one, this
All
one, this
three of
one.
us will have to have ours done anyway.
I just want everybody to do a
Do we
goal
have to have
poster.
it done
They're
by the
really,
11th?
really important.
Bring
I-
it.
We're gonna
bring
work-
it on
We're gonna work on it on the
there.
11th. Yeah, I'm bringing the board
So I
and
may,
I'm bringing
I may redo
markers,
mine.
but you all are bringing pictures and whatever,
And athletic clothes.
and athletic clothes, which has nothing to do with the vision board.
We're gonna go for a jog. I'm really out of shape right now. Worst I've been in years. So guys, the thing my goal poster doesn't have is my things. I'm gonna just put these all over. So if you've been to Bold, in your
Oh,
Bold
wow.
thing is just these. For my team, I just made different colors for people and they got to pick what color they wanted to slam all over there because these are true.
Are those your bold laws?
Bold laws. But I'm a quote girl. I like the bold laws. I really do. There's a couple I just aren't my favorite, but for the most part,
Which ones aren't your favorite?
well, now you're gonna put me on the spot. Any of the ones right here,
The ones you didn't cut out.
the ones I did cut out, people will grow into the conversations you create around them. That's why I like that. Do what you've always done, and you'll get what you've always gotten. I like that one. Why is that not on mine? Maybe it will be. How you participate in here is how you participate everywhere. You guys, I like a lot of these. My favorite is change the way you look at things. And things you look at change. Yeah, do. Want equals lack. I don't really like that one. That one doesn't really speak to me. Complaining equals garbage magnet. I would put
Yeah.
something on here with Thanksgiving. Do a Thanksgiving journal for 2021. Do 3 things every single day that you're thankful for. Every single morning. I started out with 5 years ago, and I'm down to 3. I've been doing my Thanksgiving journal for 5 years after reading the book 1000 Gifts. Highly recommend it. It has been a game changer. You can ask my adult kids. They make comments about my personality all day long. It's much softer. I'm nice. It's because of the Thanksgiving journal. It just changed me from the inside in. You can have reasons or results. You can't have both.
That's one of my favorites.
All work expands to fill the time allowed. I don't really love that one.
I don't.
Motion
remember that one.
equals emotion. I don't really love that one. I love keep your emotions in between the line. The other day, somebody put an offer on my triplex and she just gave me all these reasons of why my price didn't support it. And it really made me mad. And I didn't know why it made me mad. So I had to ask myself, okay, what about this really bothers you? I think it's because the woman passed away. Her son and daughter inherited it. They have a lot of emotion in this and I'm feeling their emotion. High eyes, we feel everybody's everything. I feel it. And so then I had to just put back bullet points and say, I understand your reasoning. I validated her, but here's the truth. Location, location, location. This is a high-end triplex with a 3-car carport that's been completely repaired and redone with a huge storage bin. Plus they all have their washers and dryers. Plus the 2 front ones have swings, covered front porches. Who has that? And the back one has their own patio. So it feels like a home. Doesn't feel like an apartment. Doesn't feel like a triplex. It's a really nice property. And it's under contract now for the price we wanted, not what they wanted. I guess my bullet's worked. But I got mad about it. Keep your emotions in between the lines. I was taking it very personal, probably because they were taking it personal.
That's true.
And we can't do that. Okay?
Thank you. Amy.
You're
Very
welcome.
good.
You are so welcome.
Appreciate it.
You're welcome. Thank you guys for coming. Thank you. And I look forward to meeting you in person. Okay?
And we'll talk about the great year. See, Melinda's at 10.6. Suann's at 10,032,000. Amy, you're at 9.7. So you're 2 closed units away from 10. You probably have that correct, don't
And
you?
we have 11 million on board total right now.
Right now. Arctic is almost at
Cardiff
8 million.
Has
That's
had a
crazy.
stellar year.
Blown it out of the water.
Yeah, he's almost at 8 million right now. And that's working a full-time job with the hotel as well.
He is leveraging though the hotel
Yeah.
more and more. He's had to.
He's
Yeah.
leveraging. Oh, you mean
Mhm.
hiring
Yeah,
out.
yeah.
He's not working it.
Tammy's at 7.5.
That's good.
And she's taking a lot of time off. Christy and Carrie are at 12.5 almost. You're at
That's really
12.48 right now.
Do you guys have a transaction board?
Yeah, we
have-
have a little transaction.
We have that sheet you gave us
Okay.
a long time ago where you keep,
Susan gave it to us.
I think it was from Amy though. I think Amy's the original creator of it. A
No.
little page,
No.
or Tammy.
Tammy gave it to Alicia. I got it from Alicia. I tweaked
I
it.
knew you got it from someone, so
No,
anyway.
I don't know that I have that one. I probably
You
need
always
it.
said we keep up with, with each transaction.
Each step. So I have checklists. I have 4
Yeah, it
different
goes to like
checklists.
inspection, appraisal, the dates,
Mhm.
when it's hit.
I
Yeah.
really thought this originally came from you.
Now Ashton's at 6.6 million right now.
Oh,
And she just had her baby, if y'all didn't know that.
Yeah.
No, that came from
Mhm.
Tammy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
she
thought
did.
she
I
was
would
in
love a
Memphis.
copy. Yeah, thank you so much. Yeah, that's really good. See, I have the board and it does all this,
Yes.
but
so
this is really
when
good.
it was accepted.
Mhm,
What I
yeah,
like about
ledger
that
bank.
mhm.
is that I carry it with me
Yeah,
because
because
I
you know
need
what, how
to.
many times I think I should have taken a picture of my transaction board. I need something off of it.
Mhm.
This is good.
So I
Yeah,
carry
I emailed
those.
everybody Dora's transaction board. Courtney went and took a picture for me.
Oh, good.
And I
good.
want to,
Dora's got a
say,
good one.
Arlene, when's your next closing?
Erlene, when's your next closing?
Friday,
Friday? Are you capping?
Friday,
Capping on Friday? Yep.
should be.
You guys, go home and look at this and see if we keep track of a bazillion things. Rabbits. I put a Bible in there this morning. I put it in last minute because I thought, what's missing from here? My spiritual part. Yeah, I want to be a cheerful giver, but if I'm not every morning, I'm up pretty doggone early just to have my quiet time. I'm going to confess I didn't have it this morning. And as I was looking in that corner where my journal is and my Bible and my daily devotion, I thought, I got to do this tonight because I can't. I need it. I need it real bad. I think I covered everything. Did I cover
I
everything?
think so.
Yeah, it's been excellent.
Okay. All right, guys, we're going to sign off. Thank you for attending.
Well, I wanted to first mention Arlene capping on Friday. It's her
Congratulations.
first, it'll be your first cap, am I right, Arlene? Your first cap? And her anniversary.
Yeah.
So she's got
Half a year,
8 months essentially. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
really
she's got the
good.
spring busy season to do nothing but make money and buy us dinners. Is the only thing she's doing.
So Arlene, what's your big why right now?
Well, I'm redoing my house
Okay.
and then I want to get a sleeping porch built this next year.
Oh.
But I do have, I can bring it in here. I had a vision board I did the year Danny got sick. And of course, I didn't know he was going to be getting sick in August. And I'll go get it and show you because it's kind of odd.
All the phone
What
calls.
do you have on your board? We've got a board up in our office.
It was just pictures. I bought a frame, shadow box frame, and that's the year he got sick. And these were my goals, but I saw it every morning when I got up. And even though it was the year he got sick, I met every one of them except these two, which is my new kitchen and a trip to Greece.
Ooh.
Good
Nice.
job.
I like that.
I got my house paid off. I got my car. I went to family reunion.
We don't get magnetic ones with.
Yeah, that's really good. And do you see how simple it is? Remember when I said you should have pictures on there that when you look at it, you know exactly what it stands for?
I love it.
But the big thing was you.
But that was hanging on the wall, so I saw it every morning
You
when I got up.
I like it.
got to see it every day.
Okay, guys, we're out of here.
Thanks, guys.
Bye.
Bye, guys. Thank you.
Thank you, Amy.
You're welcome. Help me sign off and end.
Huh?
End.
In.
End.